Hello, everybody, and welcome to FTLG. Up now, we've got SnakeSocom with Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I would say. Snake, how you feeling?
Wait, no. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Looking forward to showcasing Twin Snakes again for FTLG. I think I've done it twice before for you now, so it's becoming quite a regular feature. And I'm joined by Theory, who's going to be my commentator as well.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, so we'll be doing hard any percent. So just to explain the difference in this, we don't get the M9, which makes this category a lot more difficult than all the other categories. um, Someone will count me in whenever you're ready.
I can only see the dolphin window, not the game window.
Do you see now?
No. I think it's switched for some reason.
Let's stop and start up again for you. See now?
Yeah.
Game's a bit loud on my end. So can you see it now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll let you do the countdown if you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go on whenever you want to count me in.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Twin Snakes. This is the remake. It was made for GameCube only. It's just a remake of the original MGS1 from PS1, PC. This starts off pretty slow. You're in the docks, not much we can do. We're going to shoot a couple of guards, probably pick up some ammo, maybe a ration or two, if we can get a ration. Sometimes they don't drop rations, sometimes they do. It's kind of like hit and miss. So, not much to do right here. Snake's just going to kill the guards, run around, mess around for a bit.
Well, it's already
He's on
got
the
off
timer,
to
he's
a
got...
better start than the last time we died in this room last time.
Yeah. Yeah, the last event this was at, Snake was running, had some controller issues, but looks like we're all good this time.
You're not going to give me a ration? Damn.
No.
It's the first time that hasn't happened for a while. Okay.
As I said, sometimes they give you it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, so basically the big
the
difference you'll notice straight away is on all the other categories, well, apart from Extreme, where you get a bit later, but all the other categories you get the M9 basically in this room. And the M9's very, like, overpowered. Well, not overpowered, it's a very powerful tool in this game. So hard is the only one where you don't get it because it's sort of a time loss to go and fetch it. It is in the game, but it's out of the run basically.
Yeah, it's a little off the route that we would take, so there's no point in grabbing it. We can get through with the SOCOM just fine for the rest of the game. So, as Snake said, there's the M9, because this game runs in the MGS2 engine, like a slightly modified version of it. They obviously put everything in like the M9 and all that, and so it kind of makes this game pretty like trivial for the most part, because the Trank was never in the original. Never had a tranquilizer. So that's the docks done. We're onto the heliport. Now the game can actually begin. Not waiting around. Now we can actually run. You just got to skip some codecs, skip some cutscenes. Easily done.
A lot of the Metal Gear speed runs involve skipping the cutscenes, as you can imagine.
Yeah. These games are more movies than they are actual games, so we have a lot of cutscenes to deal with. But luckily, because this is on the MGS2 engine, we can actually skip codecs very fast. We can just double tap and get through them. So Snake's going to grab these chaff here. He's going to equip them. And then he's going to head for this vent. And he's going to roll into this guard, hopefully. Sometimes this doesn't. Yeah, there we go.
And it works.
Yeah, and the guard is always, there's always something with that guard, usually. So onto the tank hanger, he's just got to get through these vents. And you'll notice that he's unequipping and re-equipping quickly. In the MGS2 engine, if you do this, your character will pretty much like skip some of the crawling animations. So you'll actually just like keep moving forwards or in your direction you're going, and you'll actually move faster. Like it skips the crawl. So Snake's actually just unequipping and re-equipping at a certain rate so that he can get through these vents a little bit faster, and that actually allows all the guard patterns to line up in the whenever he does this, like here, it's allowing him to have the guards in a specific spot when he gets out on the vent here in the tank hangar. Otherwise they would be in awkward spots and like it'd throw you off, because we want them to be in specific spots so we can take the route. So he's going to head out here, and the guard's going to be up near the top of this tank, so he's going to take the south route, go behind and just walk past. Oh, actually he got spotted.
Oh, I got a quick one.
That guy should not have been there, I think. Should be alright. Should be able to get out of here. Oh. Uh-oh.
I'm in trouble.
Something over there.
Yeah. Run to the other way. Uh-oh. You won't be able to use it. I don't think you'd be able to use it on the alert.
I'm just gonna have to take it there. There's always something
Unfortunate.
In hard mode. The rain.
Usually the guard shouldn't be. Usually the second guard isn't that close. But he's spotted.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get to him in time to stop the radio call. If they call in back up, you can't use lifts during an alert. Or elevators, you can't use them during the alert, only in like evasion and caution. So because he had the alert, he couldn't.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this guard's going to be in the awkward spot now.
Good one, robo visual.
Wants to choke him here. There we go. Still a little bit of an awkward room, but he'll get out of it. We'll get out of this room.
Just what we
There we
didn't
go.
want. Yeah, it's
Not
just
the
a
exact
back
way,
out position.
but-
Yeah, we had to improvise.
As long as we get out without the alert.
Yeah, and he got a quick call in on me as well. Like, so
Yeah.
this game has like a specific thing where the alert comes up before the radio call can end. Sometimes it's like rare RNG, but of course we're on a marathon, so we get it.
Yeah, I don't know why. They're just the way they code the game. Like in this game, like Snake said, sometimes the text will still be there. Like they'll still be calling the radio for backup, but the alert will kick in way earlier. It'll just kick in before he even finishes his speech. It doesn't always happen, like Snake said, but it's annoying when it does, because you don't get any time. You can't even make it to him in time, so you get the alert. But hey, we got through. And now we're on the DARPA chief cutscene, so we'll just skip through. And then on to the next part, which is kind of like the first boss. It's more of a mini boss and not really that much of a boss, but it's the guard rush. You'll have to Snake will have to kill, I think it's 14 or 18 guards total. So he's just got to wait in this room for a little bit. He's actually going to set up for a trick that he found in the community in MGSR, the Metal Gear Speedrunners. We had a VE tournament for this, and we had a lot of new people like get into TTS and learn the run for very easy. And Snake managed to figure out a trick here, the SOCOM roll. So he's going to roll, and he got it. Yeah. And what you can do is you can roll into the SOCOM. The box is actually rendered in during that scene. So he's going to roll, grab the SOCOM, and it means he can just equip it here. And he doesn't have to like equip it, pick it up, and then equip it. There we go. He's going to run down here and try and grab this ammo before the cutscene. Nice. That's actually really tight. It looks like you've got enough time, but it's very tight. You can quite easily get the cutscene before you grab that ammo. And then he's just going to kill these guards. There's not much to this. He's just got to kill these guards as quickly as possible, for the most part. So now he's going to post up here by the door for the rest of the fight. And he's just going to periodically shoot the guards as they come. Nice, there we go. Pretty clean.
Yeah.
Took some damage at the beginning, but that's usually the case because the guards will shoot you. And the controls aren't that intuitive. They are GameCube controls, and usually they're bound to a controller that's not a GameCube controller. Usually play on like an Xbox controller or a DS4.
I want DS4.
So now on to an actual boss fight. The first one of the run. Also probably the easiest. Most trivial.
This boss on my live splits is actually saved as free boss because he's that free.
Yeah. In TTS, he's super free. Thanks to FPV, the first person view. So yeah, the first boss is Ocelot. He's going to make his way to Ocelot. He's just got to blow a few walls open at C4.
So again, you'll see that I didn't run away from it. There's a certain range where it breaks the wall but doesn't hit us for some reason.
Yeah. The idea is to plant the C4 as far away as possible and still be able to hit the wall. You don't spend too much time. So don't blink. This fight is pretty straightforward. He's just going to keep shooting Ocelot in the head, and Ocelot's just going to stand there and do nothing. Right. There we go. Easy.
Yeah, I missed the first shot so it stopped me getting like quickest as possible because I hit the like metal fence. That's the only difficult part of the boss is getting the first shot. You can hit like the metal bar and it's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, you just got to pace out the shots because of his iframes. You just got to time it with his iframes. So he's just going to call Meryl here. We need to call her so that she knows that we ask her to open the door for us when we get back to the tank hangar, so we can make it to the canyon for the next fight. So we just call her here because it's easier. Because then when we go down the elevator, we'll go up the elevator to the tank hangar. We'll get another call from her telling us that she's opened the door for us, and then we'll get a little cutscene that we have to skip. So it's just easier. We always try, runners always try to we'll just scan the frequency to our frequency, but we'll just hold it, and we always try to land it perfectly, so that if you land on her frequency exactly right, it's like saves you time having to scroll back up or down because you missed her frequency. Yeah,
I don't think many of us get it.
So Snake's actually going to do a thing. He's going to get this call, and then he's going to skip this little mini cutscene as quickly as he can. So that the timing for the lasers he has to dodge in this room here where that door opened, I set up for him. So he's going to do this. He's going to roll. He's going to quick shuffle across, and then he's going to take out 3 of the sensors. And then he's going to roll to the door. Nice. If you mistime that, don't skip that mini cutscene or answer that call properly in time. Those lasers, all the timings are thrown off, and you can't do that. As soon as you roll, you'll just click the laser, and you'll get killed, basically. You get stuck in the room, and the gas fills the room, and you just die. You have to die and take a continue. So that was very nice. That usually catches a lot of new runners out. So now onto the tank. Snake's going to chuck a chaff here to get the tank to stay in its position, and then he's going to run down and line up. Oh, okay, he's got frozen rations. That's not good. But hopefully it should be alright. And he's going to hit this tank gunner. The hitbox on this tank gunner is really awkward. It's not actually like pretty much on his head. It's like below where his head is.
Ooh, I played that.
Nice, just.
He's going down.
This fight can get really out of hand pretty quickly if you don't like hit him fast enough. If you don't get the tank gunner in the right spot fast enough, because you have to headshot him. Nice, should be good. Nice,
Fine.
very clean. As I was saying, that fight can get really out of hand, and you can lose a lot of time. If the tank starts moving, it's pretty much like over. It's very hard to get the next shot because the tank's constantly moving. It's harder to hit the gunner. This is a trick that's actually just part of the MGS2 engine. For whatever reason, unequipping and re-equipping the chaff allows you to, we allow us to phase through the door. It just saves us a little bit of time instead of crawling. He's just gonna.
I know why I went and did the other one. I didn't need to do that. I just got confused.
No,
trying to check over my shoulder.
This room is really tight, so you have to use chaff here because if they call, once again you're in a room, the door's locked and gas fills the room and you're dead. Like if they get a radio call off and you go into that, that's it. It's a continue. So Snake's just going to grab the Nikita here, and he's going to make his way to the next boss fight, which will be the ninja. But before he does that, he's got to take out an electrical panel so that he can actually make his way there.
Luckily, the controller's working this time, so we don't have the same issues as last time.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you got through it though.
Yeah.
Pretty good, so. So yeah, he's just gonna shoot the missile here, and he's gonna make his way down. There'll be some gun cameras in the next room, so he's gonna take a specific line so that they don't hit his missile. Oh, there you go now.
You have to be a specific line.
Yeah, you can't be too close to the wall, but well.
Maybe I'm gonna go for analog.
Yeah. There we go. It isn't easy because there's like gun cameras at every corner. You might want to go out and reset your O2 as well.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's not easy. There's gun cameras like every corner of that room, and so like you need a specific line to allow you to get through without the missile getting shot. And then you obviously don't want to touch the missile too much because every time you like move the missile's direction, it slows down. So you want it to go as fast as possible to save more time.
Obviously, all
Just
that time the fuel's going down as well. So
yeah. So onto the ninja fight. This fight, Snake's gonna basically put the ninja in a loop. He's gonna punch, kick, and on the kick, he's gonna equip the Nikita because you can swing the Nikita and do damage with it, and the Nikita actually does more damage than just a full PPK. And then he's gonna shoot on the second time. He's gonna shoot the ninja, make him block the shot, and then just double punch him, and then repeat. Just repeat. PPK, Nikita switch, and then shoot, double punch. And that's going to allow him to keep the ninja in this section instead of going off and talking and putting himself in the next phase. So he's just basically going to put the ninja down to 1 HP, and then he's going to make him change phases by just hitting him out of the loop. He's getting it very clean so far. He's only missed, I think you've only missed like 1 punch. So you should take him out of the loop now. There we go. And now all he has to do is just hit him once, roll into him, punch him, whatever, and we finish the fight. Pretty simple. Just get him stuck in a loop.
Far away from me, which is the only problem, because sometimes he'll see that you've got a gun out and he'll start running away from you. Hopefully we don't get that, but you might see that. No, see how he got a red exclamation mark above his head? Basically, it means you've got a gun out. He would have started running all over the place, but we got there pretty quick.
Yeah. He'll just run away sometimes, like Snake said. It's really annoying. And then he'll run back to you and then usually hit you, and it's just costing you more time as you get knocked over. But that was very clean. That's what you want. Clean fight. You want to keep him in that loop, not drop it. Because if you drop it, it's just more time loss. Because now he's in a different phase and he does different things. So, just a bunch of cutscenes to skip here. On his way out of this room, Snake should be picking up chaff if he didn't in the fight. There's chaff in the bottom corner, and I can't remember if he picked it up in the fight.
I might have accidentally picked it up because he went into that corner, but I'll be looking.
Yeah, usually if he sits in that corner, we'll just pick it up, thanks to the corner. But there's there we go. Sometimes you just pick it up in the middle of the fight because he's stuck in the corner there. But otherwise, you just leave the room you want to pick it up because we'll need that chaff. So that's Ninja done. Now we're on to the next fight. We're going to make our way towards Psycho Mantis. We got to meet up with Meryl in B1. And so we're just going to make our way there, back up the elevator, meet up with Meryl, and then on to Psycho Mantis. Probably one of the most awkward fights in the game. Actually.
Yeah,
just because there's a lot of setup involved getting it right. There's a setup at the beginning of the fight just before it starts that you need to like get right so that he sets up as the fight actually commences. Well, we'll see that when we get there. So he's just gonna get spotted by Meryl here. Pick up some more ammo. Yeah. The higher the difficulty, the less ammo you carry, and so like you need to like manage your ammo, make sure you've got enough for the next fight upcoming if you're going to use the SOCOM. So sometimes it's just easier to go pick up some spare ammo. Usually it's routed along the way. There's like little bits of ammo that we can maybe spare a second here or there just to grab. So.
Yeah. Time for a quick donation, guys.
Yeah, of course, go.
Yeah.
Tom Pano has donated $30, saying, "Thought we agreed last time that Snake wasn't going to be invited again, Big Sage. All jokes aside, love you, Snake, and good luck."
Tom's just very much in love with me, so I'm not surprised about this comment.
So he's just going to knock Meryl out here to continue progress the fight.
The important fact of that one is also that you need to make sure you've got a gun equipped, because otherwise you won't do the damage.
To do the damage, yeah. You actually do slightly more damage with the weapon you have. So he's going to move to the couch here, and he's going to... Oh, maybe he didn't get the crouch, but he should be fine, actually. No, he's a little bit farther back, so it's going to be a little bit of a slower start to the fight, but it should be... fine. Okay. Oh, not a headshot.
Oh yeah, because it stops you doing that now.
Yeah, you can't FPV for too long. If you FPV for too long, it just goes to his view and can't do anything. Obviously, you can't interact with Snake. So you'll notice he's shooting him in his left leg. For whatever reason, and we don't know. There's no clue why. It's never been mentioned. But shooting Mantis in his left leg does critical damage. It does headshot damage. For whatever reason, it just does the most damage. Shooting him in the leg. So basically, for the most of the fight, we're just constantly shooting him in the left leg. No reason for it. For whatever reason, they programmed it. The devs just programmed his leg for him. I guess maybe they were probably testing something, forgot that he did it, and it just got left in. So he just needs to do enough damage here to get rid of, to get Meryl to... There we go.
Wasn't very clean.
Unfortunately, because he wasn't able to set the fight up correctly, we can actually phase skip this first one there where he had to shoot him, and if we do enough damage, we set it up correctly, you do enough damage to Mantis so that Meryl automatically gets knocked out on this first one, and then you just shoot him on this one and you pretty much defeat the fight. But unfortunately, he's not getting the headshots he needs, so he's going to have to just take...
That was risky, that. So I think that's probably shot. Like a second away from...
Yeah, before she shot herself. Oh, he walked into him. Yeah, sometimes because he's moving around the room, you can actually bump into him. You have to dodge these energy balls. He's looking for headshots here. Right. There we go.
Not the cleanest of
fights. Unfortunately, not the cleanest, but that's generally Mantis. It can go, it can get away from you a little bit. Yeah. If there's a specific setup when you move to the couch, unfortunately Snake didn't get it here, but basically what it is when he moves to the couch in that specific location, Mantis will be right in front of him pretty much, and the idea is that you shoot him in the leg and then you punch him. And then you're able to set up the fight properly. Pretty much stays in the middle of the room, and you can just wail on him. But if you're just sometimes you're just not in the right spot. You have to be in a specific spot by the couch. So unfortunate, but we progressed. We got through. it wasn't the worst. That fight can really get away from you. So he's actually going to move on to Sniper Wolf here. Nice, got it with the one shot. There's a little trick there is you get like a mini cutscene where Meryl talks about like, oh Snake, I thought you were supposed to be good with dogs or whatever, and like the dogs like are running around. If you shoot her and then roll, you normally would do it with more than one shot just to be sure, but you can't do it with one shot as we saw. You time the shot right, you hit her, interrupt it, and then roll through her. You can just get through the door and skip that little mini cutscene. So
luckily we got it just about right.
during the tournament, one of the runners by the name of Nick RP Green got slapped through the door. He got into he like didn't skip the cutscene, and then because he hit her, she'll slap you if you hit her. And he was facing his back towards the door, and she slapped him through the door. So he actually skipped the cutscene by getting slapped by Meryl. So it's pretty funny. So he's just got a backdrop. Yeah, the wolves will attack you, and sometimes you just have to try and get through.
They're being really trolly now.
There we go. The double roll. Yeah, the wolves can be a nightmare. They can just jump at you, and they lunge as well. They can fly.
Yeah, they're very. They've got a good range on their rolls into you. They have.
Yeah, very aggressive. So Snake's just going to backtrack here a little bit. He's got to pick up the PSG-1, and thankfully in this remake of the original one, we don't have to backtrack all the way to the armory to grab a PSG-1 because it's MGS2's engine, and MGS2 introduced the PSG-1T, the Tranquilizer version. They thought it would be a nice gesture if they just gave the player the PSG-1T back here. So we barely have to run. We don't have to run all the way back to the armory like we had to in the original. We just run like, I don't know, 2 minutes back, and then we can make our way back towards Sniper Wolf, the first Sniper Wolf fight.
This is probably the first boss really that's got a lot of RNG, whereas Mantis is just more your inputs, whereas Wolf, obviously you got to have good inputs as well, but she has like RNG in terms of she can hide behind pillars. You don't know where she's going to be in terms of she's like standing opposite you with a sniper about 100 yards away.
Most of the bosses in the game are like execution. It's like make sure you get your inputs correctly, make sure you execute the strat properly to set them up. But there are a handful of bosses that you do have to do that still. There is like setups for it, but it is still like hit and miss. And as you say, like Sniper Wolf, she'll move around, and sometimes she'll just get stuck behind a pillar, and she won't move for a while. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I can already hear she's aiming at me straight away.
Yeah. There's not you don't really want to come through the door and have her set up. So, yeah, see. Oh, actually, she was pretty quick. She didn't sit behind the pillar. Sometimes she'll stay in the same position as well. You'll hit her and she'll just stay there. So that's always good when she does, or when she does this, when she does quick movements and then starts trying to shoot you. That's what you want. That's a pretty clean fight. Yeah, she didn't really get stuck behind anything. She sat behind the pillar for like a second. That's pretty much the fight you want, and you want her to be like in the same area. Like obviously she ran all the way along, and that does take a little bit of time because you have to wait for her to stop so you can actually hit her.
Sometimes
and Snake actually just did a setup there
in the same spot, so she'll just literally she'll keep coming back to the same spot. Like she'll crawl and crouch and flip between the two basically. So it makes that fight really nice when she does that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Snake actually did a little bit of setup there.
Yeah.
When he rolled into the cutscene, he rolled into the cutscene and then quickly PSG-1. So that he'd have it on there. He'd have the other stuff on previous. If you don't, it's just a menu setup. It's to set up the menus for once he escapes the medical cell here.
Yeah, basically what it means is when I re-equip my next weapon, rather than it switching to PSG-1, it will basically switch me onto my SOCOM.
Yeah, it saves menuing. You can just equip the gun that you need. instead of having a menu. Although menuing in this game is super fast, it's still, you know, when you open a menu, it's still, you can't do anything. You're stuck and time is running. So this is the next section where you're just on a loop or on a timer again. But we can actually speed this section up. If we interrupt Johnny when he gets to each of these like points around the room, it'll actually stop him from sneezing, and that saves time. That speeds this section up. If he sneezes, he wastes time. So you want to knock just before he gets to him, and then he won't sneeze, and we'll just save time on this section. This is the only point you can do it. Like, there's nothing else you can do to speed up this section except for this. This is the one thing that we get. Now that's it. You just have to wait now. The rest of it, it's all on a timer. Not much to do besides stand in a room. In the original, most people would do like vent glitch and they get on top of the bed and just mess around, but you can't do that in this, unfortunately. As far as we know, anyway. No one's found.
Yeah, we've not found anything else yet. But it's usually in Metal Gear games, it's not long until something gets found.
Yeah, there's always little things. People just, you know, you got enough people playing the game and putting hours in. Eventually, their game just decides to do something, and then someone's like, oh.
Recently, we've just had the MGS3 ladder skip, which skips the famous ladder scene, and it's quite funny to watch because you see like Snake rise up like he's an angel.
Yeah, that was a Pell. Finds a lot of glitches for us, a lot of stuff for us. So now he's just time to escape. Time to escape. He's just going to put the ketchup on, because this apparently works, by the way. So if anyone ever finds themselves, you know, in a prison
this
cell,
situation,
apparently you can just laying ketchup and people think it's blood somehow. So he's actually going to do there's a pretty hard trick here. It's called prison skip. We need it to do it so we can skip a cutscene coming up later. A bunch of cutscenes coming up later. He's going to do the double bump, what we call a double bump. Oh, so close. He basically has to interrupt Johnny so that he has enough time to roll for his gear. And then if he gets the right line and rolls into his gear and equips it, you actually skip a bunch of codecs and cutscenes later when he gets back to the comms tower, because the game still thinks he's in the prison cell. It doesn't know that he's actually completed this section, so it doesn't play the codecs. And then it pretty much like sequence breaks for a little bit, and then once he moves on to the next section, the game's like, okay, yeah, I know where you are. You've completed it. But unfortunately, Snake didn't get it. It's actually a really hard trick. It's the trick that pretty much most people struggle with, because you have very little room to maneuver. You have to land it. So I think like in a set line. There are easier ways to do it. We have a bunch of ways to do it. That was what we would call the double bump, where you bump Johnny twice to give yourself a little bit of time and then roll for it. But unfortunately, Snake didn't get it. And the hitbox for your gear, the box there that you have to roll into, is actually like very small. You have to be on top of it. So unfortunate. We'll have to sit through some codecs and cutscenes, but it's not too bad. You can skip them, but if you were going for like an actual time, like if it was a PB run, it would pretty much not do you well.
No.
You'd probably be resetting if you didn't get it.
Yeah, so there's a line you can take there where you don't get seen, but I was playing the safe route because basically it can be a bit of a meme.
Gonna chuck a chaff again. Gonna take a safe route, yeah. Grab some extra chaff, actually. Once again, chucking chaff. If Snake gets caught here, it's GG. It's a game over. Like, you just can't do anything. Because it's on hard as well. I don't know if it's like MGS1, where I think if you're on VE or easy, you could probably survive it long enough.
Yeah.
Because you have enough health and O2, but I don't know if it's the same in TTS, because in TTS, your health bar is almost the same, like all the way through.
I think you take more damage, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely take more, and I think your O2 goes down quicker depending on your difficulty. And we're on hard, so you don't get much time on your O2 as it is. So yeah, it's just backtracking, making our way back to the comms tower A. There's not much here, just the same route again. He does have the handkerchief this time though, so he doesn't have to worry about the dogs. He can just equip the handkerchief that Opticon gave us.
Basically, this is Sniper Wolf's handkerchief, and obviously, as you can tell by her name, she's probably quite friendly with the wolves. So
Yeah.
we don't need.
In fact, that's what they're here for. Like, they're here on base because of her. I think the story goes like, I don't know if they're actually supposed to be here. I guess they are. I guess they're just like indigenous, but she's the one that's been looking after them. So
Yeah.
So this is the cutscene he would skip. These are the cutscene codecs he'd skip if prison roll, if we got the prison roll. But unfortunately, because we didn't, we just have to skip through them. It is a big chunk of time though. So it doesn't seem like it, but it is a pretty chunky time loss. But hey, I mean, it's a marathon. What are you going to do? It's you RNG luck.
I think we might
It
need
usually goes out the
to.
window.
I think we might need to flip the switch in marathons from now on, rather than going for well, that's like easy roll, isn't it, or medium? Because we're not getting medium ones, should we just go for hard roll in the future?
Yeah. Just wing it. Yeah, like I said, there's loads of different bits. He's actually got to change the discs here quickly. Yeah, the disc swap for TTS is earlier than the original. In the original, you swap just as you enter the blast furnace. TTS, it's here.
Back on the windows. I was like, why am I not moving?
He's actually chucked a stun here because the guards are going to come behind, so you chuck it a little bit early so that when he it should burst now and knock them out. So it gives him a little bit more time when running up here. Unfortunately, no Boba skip. The original, I'm sure a lot of people heard and saw because it made a big fuss that a streamer by the name of Boba found, who's a Yogscast member, found a skip in the original game that let us get through the locked door, the frozen door. Allows us to just phase through it into the walkway. Unfortunately, nothing like that has been found in TTS. Who knows? Maybe it will one day. We're holding out, I'm sure. So unfortunately, just got to run up the tower, pretty much trying to take as little damage as possible. Although that's not easy. This is actually probably one of the worst parts of the game.
I struggle with this bit massively.
And because he doesn't have the M9, something like on lower difficulties, like on V, where you get it straight away, like most people would switch between stuns and M9, so you trank the guard and then, time your stuns out on different floors. But we're just going to chuck stuns because we have enough. That's why we stack the rations up. 4 rations is more than enough to get us through this. And onto the hind fight. Also, like, it's harder on TTS because stuns don't knock everything out on screen, like the entire room. It's only what's on your visual screen, or like visuals here. Whereas in the original, stuns knocked out everything in the room, like they covered the whole room, not just what's on your screen. So
yeah, it's got a certain range on this one, whereas, as Fury just mentioned, the original MGS, literally, it was everything in the room was knocked out.
Yeah, this is a little bit easier. Granted, we don't have to do it anymore because we just skipped through the door, but when we did have to do it, it's way easier than TTS's tower climb because it knocks everything out as you go out. No matter where they are, they could be on the bottom of the tower and you could be on the second to like the last floors, 30 floors, and you chuck a stun and it'll knock those people out at the bottom as well. It's just the way the game was coded. I mean, it's old hardware. So this is now the rappel section. A lot shorter than the original rappel section as well, which is nice. A lot of things, basically a lot of quality of life changes were made to MGS1
pretty
on
much.
this remake. And Snake's going to go for a trick that allows him to zip down the last part of this tower rappel, and it'll actually save time. He'll skip having to just normally jump out and rappel down. It'll just slide. You'll see Snake just stop and then slide all the way down where he needs to go. It's a certain button press, set up. He needs to be in a certain place. Do a certain button press. There we go. Just skip the rest instead of taking the rappel down.
Yeah, that one was
He almost fast ropes. You could say fast rope rappel. He pretty much just fast ropes the rest of it. It's the walkway. There's 3 guards at the end. You need to take them out. Most people just trank them with the PSG-1T. You can also shoot them with the SOCOM if you want to do it. It's the hard one, but I think it's quicker because you don't scope in.
Pretty sure you can't do it so much on hard because you have to get headshots, whereas on very easy body shots, they don't tank them.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, different difficulties. Obviously, guards have more health. This is Tower B. No climb here. Not much anyway. No rush climb. You just got to go here to progress the game, and then go back up and get the Articon cutscene at the other end. Funny enough, they actually changed it in TTS here. When in the original, when you run down to the broken staircase there, it's like 2 feet off the ground, and Snake's like, it's too high. I can't drop. He can't crouch and drop 2 feet down to the the ground floor. But in TTS, they actually have done it so that you're like 6 stories up. Like, no one's jumping 6 stories, not unless Snake wants to break his legs. So they actually did redesign it and show it properly. In MGS1, it's kind of just like weird because you see the drop and you're like, why can Snake not drop? Like, just jump off slightly and land on the floor.
It's very over exaggerated in this one compared to what it looks like.
Yeah.
In this one.
Same with the cutscenes. I mean, if anyone's ever played this game and remembers playing it, like the cutscenes are just action movie over the top. Like Snake's back flipping off like concrete blocks and like dodging bullets while like spinning through the air. It's pretty fun. Not much to say here, just a climb.
Yeah,
Dodge
really
the cameras, truck chaps or whatever you need to do to get past the gun cameras, and then onto the hind fight. That's where we're running up to, the hind to the top of the roof so we can start the hind fight. The hind fight is easier on higher difficulties, actually. The hind has a lot of RNG in phase 2 where he'll fly underneath the tower. He'll fly down and you can't shoot him. He's out of the map, so to speak, like he's out of the playable zone. So you have to wait for him to come up. And the higher the difficulty, the less time he spends out of the fight. So he usually comes up pretty quick. The lower the difficulty, like on VE, he can spend a lot of time like down underneath the tower where you can't hit him. But in general, this fight is harder in TTS because you can barely see the hind. I don't know if you can, like everybody can see on stream, like the weather, like the way they did the brightness and the weather in this fight, or in TTS in general, it's so much harder. If it wasn't for the boxes, it would be very hard to spot the hind at distance. And also the TTS Stinger, even though we're on the MGS2 engine, for whatever reason, and everybody has different opinions, I suppose, in the community. But most people generally and universally agree that the TTS Stinger is arguably worse than the MGS2 Stinger, even though it's the same Stinger technically. Like, we're on the same engine. There shouldn't be any difference. The Stinger in MGS2 just works better, it locks on more often and actually hits. The people have a big complaint in this game when this fight is just that the Stinger sucks in this game, so, hey. Okay, so yeah, now he's in phase 2, so he'll go down, as you see, you go underneath. He can still take a while to come up, even on high difficulties, but it's usually that he'll just come up pretty quickly. He'll go down and then come up. Usually the opposite side of wherever he went down, it usually comes up the opposite side. Sometimes you can also get a double hit on him just before he goes down. You can get like a untracked shot, you can get an unlocked shot, and actually hit him just before he goes down. It's like extra damage, saves time, but usually it's not always the case because he'll go down pretty quick. There you go. There's a perfect example. The Stinger almost just missed for no reason. It was locked on and it flew halfway around the map before it hit him.
That's weird.
But it still hit. Luckily it still hit, so you can't. It still worked. But yeah, that doesn't happen in the MGS2. The Stinger doesn't tend to fly around the map before it hits the target. It just goes straight to it. Almost done with the fight here. One more hit. It's been a pretty good fight though.
Yeah.
So far. He stayed down a little bit, but not too much. Pretty good fight. Only used one ration. So you just gotta wait for a little bit here, and he's just gonna go fly out and do a speech where he fires a missile, and then as soon as the missile hits, the fight's over with. You want to stand a little bit away from the middle of the roof though, otherwise you're just gonna get hit.
Unlike the only difference with that on MGS1 and Twin Snakes, that still happens, but on Twin Snakes, it's like on Twin Snakes it just does damage, whereas if you get hit by that on MGS1, it's game over.
Yeah.
Remember as a kid struggling with that very much on MGS1. You think you've done the boss fight and then you just get hit by this missile and it's like, oh yeah, I got to do all that again.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's over with. I just wait for this guy to finish. So now, yeah, just back down the tower. He's going to have the grenades out because he's going to chuck the grenade. He's going to cook it at the right, hopefully at the right time. It's a bit of a difficult thing to remember. Oh no, they destroyed them.
I destroyed.
Oh no, what? The first set. That set should be destroyed because you hit it with a stinger. All the other ones, I think, should be active. So if you destroy them on the way up, they're just destroyed when you go back down. The camera. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the thing. The timing for this grenade throws is not easy. Basically, the idea is to cook the grenade at the specific floor, and then chuck it as you make your way down towards the floor with the cameras on. Which should be the next one, I think. And then you hit the cameras and take them out so they don't shoot you. But it's not easy to get the timing, and you actually have to chuck it on the right line as well. You can't just oh yeah, just throw it and they'll hit the cameras. You have to be close enough to the cameras.
You have to remember, don't you? Still got it wrong. I've not done the grenade strap for a while, so
it's fine. You can just do what you get there and just roll. Just take the damage and roll. You don't lose too much. Another mini boss fight coming up, if you want to call it a mini boss fight. The 4 horsemen get into the elevator, and there's 4 guards in there with stealth camo suits on. Trivial fight, you'll see. Very easy.
Hardest boss fight in the game.
Yeah. So much set up for it. Snake's gonna have to do so much stuff just to set up this fight, so that you can beat them before he gets to the ground floor. Boom. Hardest boss fight in the game. Hardest mini boss fight in the game. Just one C4. So, 1 C4. We pick up 4 C4 in the run. We use 3 to get through the walls at our slot, and we just save 1 for this fight.
Yeah. And as you can see, a lot of thought goes into that C4.
Yeah. It saves our lives, yeah. It's a good thing it does kill them in 1 C4, because otherwise you'd have to go around and choke all of them.
Yeah.
For the most part. That would probably be the backup, the quick backup. I think you have to do that on extreme. Yeah. I think you C4 them and then you choke them, or you shoot them. So Wolf 2, just going to set up over here by the tree because the ammo box is over here. When you run out of ammo, if you stand on top of the ammo box, it will respawn in, so you can constantly get ammo back. And then the idea is the same as Wolf 1 fight. Just try to keep shooting her in the head and hope that she doesn't sit behind the tree for 6 days. Yeah, just spam shots because you can't run out of ammo. Every time you run out of ammo, the box will just be underneath you and you'll pick the ammo back up automatically. Like that. You do want her to stay away from the far side, so she can go on the far right, or the far left is the worst to be in. And sometimes she can juke you. She'll run one direction and then immediately 180 on you, and just throw you off, just completely throw you off.
Yeah, it's one of those where you just want to make sure you put those shots in as quickly as possible so she doesn't end up going in weird positions and whatnot.
Yeah. That was a clean fight though. That was actually a good Wolf 2.
I know on my splits, I've not got them open, but I know I've got 45 seconds time save on her or something.
Yeah, like it's just RNG. Like whether as soon as the fight starts, she'll either sit behind a tree for forever, or just run off in a really awkward corner, or just juke you. Sometimes, like I've seen her 180. I've seen someone tracking it, like following her, and then she just 180 straight on them. It's the most annoying thing ever. Just picking up some chaps, some stinger ammo. Just gonna make our way towards
Nice RNG
Rex's
there.
lair.
That steam there is RNG, so you can get hit by it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we got some nice RNG though. Got straight through.
Next mini boss fight. It's 3 guards on the elevator. It's almost like an elevator rush, guard rush, whatever. It's just 3 guards. You just turn around, shoot them all as quickly as possible. I'm surprised this guy doesn't actually hit you. I feel like you spawn close enough, but he doesn't.
Like if you get hit too many times, like you're right.
Oh,
in
and you
his
move.
Face.
Yeah. But otherwise, he just doesn't do anything. He just sits there and constantly shoots, which is nice. Like, it's good job he doesn't hit you because it would just be annoying, waste of time. But yeah, easy fight. 3 guards, shoot them.
I've made a mistake on there on very easy as well of holding auto aim, and because he's really close to you, Snake will spin round when you actually hit the guy in front of you.
Down to the next fight. This elevator is longer than that one. It's a little bit longer because it's probably just because it's loading data. I have to guess it's just setting up the data. But next fight is Vulcan Raven. We'll have a codec call here though. We have to go through first. And this is the Naomi codec call about her being not the real Dr. Naomi. Just assuming that ID.
No real Ravens were harmed in the making of this game, I promise.
Yeah. Also, it sets up the RNG. You know, if you hit the Ravens, you're just manipulating the RNG. It's alright. Now for Vulcan Raven. This fight is pretty simple as well. Like most boss fights in this game, there's not much to it. We just go up to where Raven is, and we just shoot him with the stinger. And then on the final shot, we'll just shoot him in the head with the SOCOM. All you have to do is just pace out the stinger shots because of his iframes. Things like that. So
I went safe just for.
There was enough damage
running
there.
Low on health, so sorry, I'm just gonna.
Usually you have to shoot him in the head with a stinger, but I mean, you could do enough damage. Pretty easy fight. It's basically tank his damage, eat all your rations. And we're fine anyway because there's a ration right outside this room as soon as you exit the warehouse north here. So just pick up the ration out here and good to go.
Luckily we get our health completely restored as well.
Yeah, after every boss fight, we get pick up some stinger ammo, walk through the door. Actually, no one called in the. That's good. No one called in the radio though. Usually you get a radio call. Onto Rex's underground bunker. This room is like slightly different on hard because guards can spot you and hear things further away. So potential to get an alert here.
Yeah, last time it was a bit of a mess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is the one room I fear on hard mode, I think. That and Nuke 1.
So he's answering the Otacon calls here because there are like scripted calls, 3 scripted calls from Otacon at certain points as you walk through the room. And you can just call with here and skip them. It depends on like how you want to set the room. Like you can just go through and get the calls, or you can skip them all here by doing them early. Just changes the room. So that's actually pretty good. That's actually very good. Getting that guard early and knocking him off means you save yourself a little bit of trouble because it's just this guard here, and this guard further down. Nice.
That makes sense.
That's actually so we won't get an alert here. Actually, we're good.
Should be okay now. This means I have to roll.
It pretty much relies on getting that first guard in the room, rolling into him and knocking him off is what allows you to set up here without the alert. If you get an alert here, it's a nightmare.
Oh yeah. complete
backup
nightmare.
guards shooting you. Yeah.
Also, it means like when you chuck the grenade, you're gonna set off an instant alert because explosions they don't have to call in. Like it's just instant.
Yeah. Yeah. You won't have to worry about that. So he's going to drop down here and grab a rope. This is actually, it's pretty common for runners to drop and either miss the input or the input just gets ate by the game. Like you just press it and the game's like, nope, sorry. Like you just get input delay from the emulator or something, and you just miss and you will die. Like it's high enough that Snake will just drop, break his legs, and die. So
Didn't mean to pick up that ration, but I'm certainly taking it.
many a run has been lost, and many a race has been lost to
Oh yeah,
breaking your legs by not grabbing the rope there. Also, benefits of TTS, the remake. We don't have to backtrack all the way to the warehouse north to freeze the card, and we don't have to go all the way back to the blast furnace to heat the card. They decided, why don't we just put in 2 pipes, 1 liquid nitrogen pipe, 1 hot steam pipe in the room, so we can just run to the other side of the room, drop down to this little balcony, and then shoot each pipe as we need to, with obviously the cold pipe first and then the hot pipe as the last card input. So much nicer than spending like 5, 6, 7 minutes running back.
Oh yeah,
and then waiting another minute.
Makes it a lot easier. We should actually have a bounty for this being found in MGS1.
Yeah, PAL skip or anything that can skip the PAL key in MGS1. There is a bounty for it in the community.
What's the bounty at the moment? Do you know?
I think it's like 1,000 something. It might be like 1,000, just over $1,000.
So yeah, if you want to earn some quick cash, find PAL skip in MGS1.
It's the same case again. I think we know we can get out of the room, sort of thing. We just don't have a skip for the actual PAL, but we can get out of the room, but it doesn't do anything. There's no triggers loaded, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, maybe one day we'll find it. I think it'll be a hard trick to find, but
yeah, definitely. They'd shave off like 5 minutes off the world record or something ridiculous like
yeah,
that.
It would open up. It would open up every category, all the categories.
Well, I mean, until D-Lines run it.
Yeah, and then the world records would be. Even though he's always like, oh, they're free. Free world records. Yeah, just walking from one end of the room to the other. It's the same back and forth. Not much to it. Now we're just going to heat the card, put in the last version of it. Because it's made of a shaped metal alloy. A kind of alloy that changes shape based on the how hot or cold it is. The state it's in.
Oh yeah, usually you would get this call coming down one of the big lifts that you've seen us go down before Raven. But as Twin Snakes has this nice little feature where we don't have to go all the way, we get them in different sections.
Yeah, I think in the original you get it not in the PC version, but in the console and emulator version, which is just console anyway. You get it on the way up from the Raven elevator as you go back up to the blast furnace.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't have to do it here. Just drop and get it because we got the 2 pipes, which is really, really handy. But yeah, MGS1 PC, the PC port is broken beyond all. I'm just going to put the last card in, and that'll be it. Game over, right? Done.
Yeah.
So we have to do. We disabled the nukes. Yeah, we've stopped Metal Gear. We've disabled the nukes. You know. Oh wait, what's that? Master Miller isn't really Master Miller. He's dead, and it's liquid. Wow. Never saw that one coming. Yeah, been tricked. they already failed to enter the passcodes 3 times, so they reversed it. The power card, or the power key initiated. So we can call Otacon here and just go to the door and wait for him to call back, open the door. It's actually way faster in this version than it is in the original. You do the same thing. You call him and you wait, but there's nothing else you can do. You just have to call him and wait at the door. But he calls back faster, I believe, in this one. So.
Oh yeah, a lot faster, isn't it? I think you
probably because it's running at like 60 frames and things like that, because it's running at a high frame rate. And it's just smoother engine. So yeah, Rex fight, pretty simple. It's pretty much the same in this as it is in the original. Stand in a specific spot and just time out the stinger shots on the radome for the first phase. And then the second phase is the same thing. Stand in the spot, just shoot liquid in the face with stingers. And then tank some damage because you've got rations anyway. There you go, phase 1.
Phase, to be fair.
Yeah. Sometimes it's quite easy to actually miss a stinger shot there or two. It's just like, you know.
One of the worst things about this is because I think he's put me on quite like low health. You have to menu to your ration because it kind of unequips it.
Yeah. Usually you start each section like unequipped, so can't skip this. It's just you have to zero watch it. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying, but Snake won't shoot him.
Not like Ninja trying to kill us or nothing. He's got some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you have to be careful for. He will move back as he shoots rockets, so sometimes if you just like don't realise he's going to move back, because he moves back at different times. You miss a shot. There we go. Pretty clean fight, both phases. Only missed, what, 1 shot there, I think, overall, total. So that's Rex, pretty easy. Now for the liquid fight. The liquid fight has a... So we technically do have a liquid infinite in this fight, but it's really awkward to set up and most people won't do it. But we do have another trick called what we call the lottery roll. So we want to set liquid up in a specific spot to get him in the corner, and then we're going to punch him and roll into him, and hopefully if we line up correctly, he'll be in a position where when you roll into him, Snake will kind of get stuck in him, and he'll do a lot of damage. You can actually like almost win the fight pretty much. Oh, okay, dodged. You didn't get in the right spot. There we go. Oh no, really? What is he doing? Normally he lets you punch him. Might be a little bit too far away. Yeah, it might be because you're a little bit too far away from him. We basically want him in that corner, and then we want to punch him. Okay, he's just... Come on, Liquid. There we go. We didn't get it. It's a very hard trick to do. I don't think it's like pixel perfect or frame perfect or anything like that. It's just there is a specific spot. It's almost like required to be perfect. I got a little one there. You hear it. You hear like the noise get really. You hear like a really like. It's like the sound gets stuck on loop. It's like a big grinding sound. But you can hear it a little bit there. Like, but if you get a proper lottery roll, you hear it constantly. But now he's in phase 2, so pretty much we just have to like double punch him and circle around him.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunate.
Liquid messed up with me there.
Yeah, you only get a few tries to do the lottery roll. Once he's in phase 2, that's it. You just have to fight him.
Oh, I didn't do
But we can just
forgot about that.
yeah. There is a little roll that you can do at the beginning. It was found during the tournament by a runner by the name of JMC. We call it the JM chunk. He just found out that if you roll straight away, I think it was known, but no one really like said anything about it. Like no one really thought anything of it. I think like they've known that you could roll him there, but then you just roll and it chunks a little bit of his health down at the beginning, and it can just help. Like it's just like a safer strat, get you a little bit of damage on him early. Oh, okay, missed him there, unfortunately. You only get a few tries at this before you do enough damage to put him in phase 2. Yeah. It's a hard trick to do. It's a very hard trick to do. You pretty much stand in certain spot. Oh, there we go. Got it. Nice. That's what it. That's the lottery roll. I think you can hold it for like the entire fight. I'm not entirely sure if it actually like you can chunk him further, but that was a good one. That's pretty much what you want. And now you just keep circling him, double punching to the end of the fight. Like that's all you do. You just keep dodging his punch, and then yeah. Unfortunately, if he's near the edge, he will just fall off. So. This isn't the liquid infinite either. Like there is actually like a kind of liquid infinite that's very like input dependent, but that's the next best thing.
I'm kind of glad I died now because I got told.
Yeah, because you got the lottery roll. It was a much easier fight. It's a very hard roll to get. Like I said, I don't think it's like perfect, like pixel perfect, but it is a almost near perfect like lineup. It has to be. But it was good. You got it. You got to like actually get one. It's very hard to get. Like most the time it doesn't ever happen, so.
And the worst thing is, if you PB you can get it, like running against it is just horrible.
Yeah, because you have to get it again for the most part, or you need to be so far ahead when you get to it that you have a buffer that you can work off of these. You're just going to wait here. The guards don't do anything, you just see they just shoot the wall. You just wait here till Archon's started the car, and then we shoot these barrels as quickly as possible. Because we don't need to wait around here. And on to escape. The escape route. Escape route's pretty simple. You have 2 checkpoints at the start with guards. Just shoot them, shoot the barrels. Just basically clear both checkpoints as fast as possible. Usually we just put the gun in a specific spot so that when Otacon handbrake turns there, the gun just like slides around in the right spot. Basically, just get through these checkpoints as fast as possible, either by killing the guards outright or shooting the barrels near them. There we go. And now Ocelot isn't actually dead, even though he says, like, if you fall off the top of Metal Gear Rex, it would kill
Ocelot,
even
you mean
Snake.
Liquid?
Liquid, yeah. There's too many characters. Too many
characters.
I remember. Liquid says that you'd fall off. If you fall off Rex, it would kill even Snake. You know, the legendary Solid Snake would die in this hype. Liquid falls off. Still alive somehow. So yeah, the idea is just to keep basically shooting him and try to get transition shots. So the shots before you transition into the next part. Most people, as you saw, like you can shoot out the lights on this Jeep. A lot of people do that because his lights are so bright they just blind you. His hitbox on this section is also pretty funky. It's the same in the original. In the OG, like it's pretty funky. Like it's hard to hit him for some reason sometimes. Like the hitbox just doesn't play along.
Yes, that's why you see me wiggling a lot here, just to try and.
Yeah, because it's just like it's almost like it's random, but it's not. It's just sometimes it doesn't hit him. And should be time after this codec, right? As soon as the text comes up, I believe. Or after this cutscene. Usually when the text, yeah, there we go. As soon as this text comes up, it's time.
GG.
Yeah, I won't
GG.
I won't run it over to see the final IGT because I did go over my estimate by about a minute and a half. But yeah, thanks for having me again.
We use IGT for most of these games, so yeah.
And yeah, keep the donations coming in, guys. It's for an awesome cause, and good luck to the rest of the runners.
Yeah, it's only just started. First run.
Thank you very much. Up next, we've got Linkermeister, Sin and Punishment. Any last words, Snake or Theory, before we head off to intermission?
Just if you want to learn to run these games, we like join Metal Gear Speedrunners. We got a website. MetalGearSpeedrunners.com. We got a Discord. We got a wiki with loads of info. So yeah, if you want to learn to run any of the Metal Gear games, even the obscure ones, even ones you've never even heard of, you didn't even know existed, join us. It's a great community and lots of help.
And finally, from me, I just say the same as what Theory said, and I'll even plug Theory a bit and say go and check him out. He's a great Metal Gear Solid 2 speedrunner. So if you like Metal Gear Solid 2, place to be. And if you like me, I'm Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid, so you get a bit of both.
But nobody likes you.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Nobody does like me. I'm the hated one on this channel.
Thank you very much.